Hey YouTube family, how are you doing? Welcome to the Gear Cave. We're not going to solve the world's problems, but maybe through the love of guitars and gear, we'll make it just a little bit more tolerable to live in. Let's go check out some gear. Today we're doing another review of the Bantamp by Joyo, but this time it's not the green Atomic based on the Vox AC30. This time it's the red Jackman based on a Marshall amplifier. I already took it out of the box. I already plugged it in, plugged the foot switch in. They're identical to the green, except this one has two separate channels that you can access via foot switch. And what's cool is you can set the gain, tone, and volume for both channels, so you don't have to tweak all the time. So that'd be better for live use or for even recording, I guess. The headphones out is a 1/4 inch jack on this one as opposed to a 1/8 inch on the green. We're just going to plug this in. I'm going to line out of the headphones. We're going to run to my FR headrush monitor and see what kind of tones that we can get out of this. Then we'll answer a few questions. What's the Bluetooth like when you connect your phone to it and play a backing track to jam along with? We'll check that. And the other question was, would it be possible to use this as a preamp to another amp? We'll check that out too. Let's get her done. I'm going to be using my homemade parts caster, which was built with John 5 Telly body, hence the Gibson toggle at the top, some Joe Barton Modern T pickups, a graphite neck, and some CTS pots. Going through an FR speaker, and some of you might be saying, but that's not a balanced headphone output. There's no speaker sim in that. And that might be the case, but we will use a speaker cab just a little later on. So just stick around or fast forward the video. One thing to note about this foot switch, the red light of the foot switch equals the red light of the overdrive channel, right? When you shut this foot switch off, the green light of the clean channel comes on, right? So red for the red channel and off for the green channel. But if you happen to have this overdrive and clean switch on overdrive, then it will not switch back and forth. It has to be on clean. Set both channels to half and the volume at 9 o'clock. Clean channel on the Joyo gives us this. Oh wow, that's nice. Wow, a little bit of grit. That's great. I love it. All right, let's crank this gain to the max. No increase in noise. That's a good sign. Let's see how much grit we get. Not a whole lot more, but a little bit. I'm just going to lower this a bit. Leave the EQ right in the middle. Oh, we got some grit there. Clean it up. We'll get the gain at like 9 o'clock. And then we'll compensate by bringing the volume up to 1 or 2. Very clean. So here's 12 o'clock. I like that a lot. Here is 3 o'clock. Oh, that's nice too. And here's full. A little ear piercing there. Probably on the neck pickup. It would be nice. Oh yeah. So based on what I've heard, for me, I would probably go 3/4 gain, about 1 o'clock on the tone, and then set the volume to whatever. It's kind of dirty, kind of clean. And then in the middle position, and in the neck, you get that nice bluesy tone with a bit of grit on the top end. Let's switch to the drive channel. Everything at 12 o'clock except the volume, which is at 9. And we'll start on the bridge pickup, and we get this. Ooh. Now, I don't know what a Marshall is supposed to sound like, but this is extremely fuzzy in the room here. It's like I just stepped on a fuzz box, and I hate fuzz. Maybe you can EQ it out, maybe? Nope. Just sounds kind of farty to me, you know? Some people think that that's a great tone too, and maybe, but I don't like it. This is what the quilter gives you for the Marshall setting, all these settings being the same. See, there's no fuzz there. It's very tight and, of course, you know, gritty. You hear the fuzziness of that? The Jackman at full gain on the drive channel. Full gain, just put the EQ right in the middle, and the volume about there. Oh man, it's fuzz. Like, I don't think a Marshall sounds like that. There's no fuzz there. There's distortion, but there's no fuzz. I'm not super impressed with the drive channel on the Jackman. Now, maybe with a speaker, it'll sound better. Let's find out. I got the 110 speaker cab here. It's made with birch plywood. Resonates pretty good. And it has a Jensen P10R speaker in it. Plug that into the speaker output back here. And start again. Clean channel. See the green light? Gain straight up and down. Tone straight up and down. Volume 9 o'clock. Bridge pickup. Definitely not as nice a tone as it was through the FR speaker. It's a little harsher through a speaker cab, which I guess maybe that's what you want. It's not bad, it's just different. Let me roll the tone off a bit. A little more volume. It's not bad though. Alright, let's crank this gain all the way and see what kind of drive levels we get on the clean channel. You could play with that for sure. Very usable. Let's go to the lead channel. Start at 12 o'clock with the gain and the tone knob and that volume at 9. And here we go. That sounds way better. Way better than the FRFR. Isn't that weird? That clean channel sounds better in the FRFR than through the cab. But then the overdrive channel sounds way better through the cab than it does through the FRFR. There's barely any fuzz there. Roll the tone off a bit. Let's try the Quilter Super Block. Back to the Joyo. Pull up a bit. Huh. Not bad at all. Let me try cranking the gain. We get this. A little flubby in the low end. If I bring the tone to 11 o'clock, we get this. And just out of curiosity, let's try the Super Block full gain, and we get this. All right. So, Joyo Bantamp Jackman got a really nice clean sound. Very usable through a cab. It sounds awesome with an FRFR speaker. The drive channel sounds good through a cab, but terrible through the FRFR speaker. So the only problem I see with that is if you were gigging this and you were going through a cab, you would probably need to mic your cab because you couldn't use the headphones to line it out. Hey guys, just had to pop on here. I was editing this video and then it hit me. I better go downstairs and check. So if you were gigging with this amp and you wanted to run it through a cab and line it out, well, you can't. as soon as you plug into the headphones out, the speaker line out is disabled. On this amp, you can't do both. Now on my Quilter, I can have my cab on stage and line out to the FRFR. So might be something you want to consider if you're buying one of these, because you can only do one or the other. A lot of people who buy these little amps are probably going to use headphones with them. And I don't know, man, but to my ears, it just doesn't sound good. So that's a little overview of the Joyo Bantamp. One question was, what does it sound like when you Bluetooth it? Well, let's check. We'll go to my settings, go to Bluetooth. It's called Jackman II, pair, and look at that. We're connected right away. All right, let's see if I can play along to this. Works fine. Bluetooth question has been answered. Works great. No noise. Last question to be answered is, can you use this as a preamp for, let's say, another amp? And yeah, I think you can. Let's give it a shot. All right, so I have this cable, 1/4 inch mono on one side, and it's a 1/8 inch stereo on the other. But I have this adapter. So this is what I was using when we did the FRFR thing. So this I'm going to put in the headphones out. The other end I'm going to plug into the Quilter's FX Send. We're going to plug the guitar into the Joyo. And we're going to speaker out the Quilter, because this is our amp now. This is just our preamp. So now the Joyo is going into the Quilter's FX Send, which means the EQ is completely bypassed. So I will shut all of this down. The gain is bypassed as well. Even the voice, that's all bypassed. The only thing that is the cab sim, which is FRFR, normal, or Brit. I'm just going to go on normal setting, and that's it. That should be all there is to it. The Joyo is acting as a preamp. The Quilter is our amp. Let's put this on the clean channel. We'll do everything else again. 12 o'clock. Actually, I'll put the volume even at 12, because I can control the volume with the Quilter now. Yeah, there we go. What's kind of nice is when you do that, you can use the Quilter's reverb, right? So now you have reverb on your Joyo. And you could go out of the headphone jack into the input of the Quilter, but then you're running through the Quilter's tone stack, so you're not really getting the tone of your Joyo. It also works through the FX return. It's just less volume through the FX return. But it sounds good. A little bass here. And let's try full gain. If I go back to FX send, see, it's a lot punchier, a lot brighter. Wow, you know what? Sounds great. Let's go to the dirty channel. Oh, that sounds tighter, even less fuzz. Going through the quilter, that's great. Bring that volume to half. Keep everything else. Wow, that sounds awesome. With the reverb. Jeepers. Full gain. So, final thoughts. The clean channel sounds great in an FR speaker, and it's very good in a speaker cab as well. The overdrive channel sounds terrible going FR, but sounds pretty darn good going through a speaker cab. Now, again, keep in mind I was using a 110 cab, right? And if you guys were to plug that into a 412 Marshall cab, this thing will definitely handle it. It'll do 8 ohms, it'll do 16 ohms. They recommend not to go any lower than 8. Foot switch would be great if you were jamming at home or jamming with a band. The Bluetooth when you're running a backing track. Sounds great. Here in the room anyway, it sounded pretty good. The recording for you will probably sound different at home than it did here in the room. You know what? It is what it is. I have yet to figure out a way to create the room sound on the recording. If I use a mic, you're not hearing what I'm hearing. If I use my tablet, it's pretty close. I listen to the videos once they're posted just to make sure that sounds aren't like extremely different, like night and day different, and they're not. They're pretty close. I want to be as honest and transparent as I can. My audio might not be great. I have people complaining about it all the time, and it's like, hey, what do you want me to do? Don't complain about it. Give me solutions, man. You complaining about it doesn't help me make it better for you. Give me a solution. How do I reproduce my room sound on the recording so you're hearing at home what I'm hearing here? If there's a simple plug and play way to do it, you guys let me know. If not, it is what it is. This is what you get. Sorry. It's not going to get any better. Can you use this as a preamp? You certainly can. Using the headphones out into another amp. Now I was using this little Quilter Super Block. You can use any amp that has a FX return and send. The dirty channel sounds fine going through another amp. It just doesn't sound fine directly lined out into a powered speaker. One thing is for sure, it's a quality amp. It's well built. I don't know how long it's going to last, but these knobs feel really good. They're not loose. There's no play in them. They have a nice sweep to them. These switches are nice and stiff. They're not loose, flimsy feeling. They're nice, although they're micro switches. These plugins, same thing on the back. They feel great. This foot switch feels good. Power supply has some weight to it. So it's a quality little amp. If you're looking for something and you don't want to spend $4,000 on a Marshall head, $220, it becomes very reasonable. So that's it for me. If you guys have any questions, shoot. I'll do my best to answer them. I hope these little demos answered some of the questions in the last video. I know it wasn't the same amp, but hey, they're pretty much identical, right? So you guys take care. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.